I often use my cross-country experience when I was in high school. It was the most grueling sport I've ever been in, but I've often used it in my mentoring and coaching programs to talk about how all these hundreds of kids wind up on a line when you start the race. And there's this huge line, and then eventually the gun goes off and we all start running, and then eventually the path narrows, and then eventually you're on a very narrow path as you're trying to get to the finish line. And it reminds me a lot about life. When you're young and you're starting out, your whole journey's ahead of you. You don't know where you're going to be in that race. Usually you're going to be either not the first or not the last. You're going to be in the middle, but it's just the fact that you're on the line and you're racing in the first place. That's the win. And at the end of the day, you're going to cross that finish line, and then as these young folks are doing right now, bringing me back all those years ago, and then the only question is going to be, did I run as hard as I could, do as best as I could? And the fact that I was in the race is enough. We all performed, but it taught me a lot about life, not to be afraid, not to walk into that courtroom, try that case, to go into the martial arts ring and spar that spar. Do what you got to do in order to fulfill your life, because the only people that really lose in this whole race here are the people like myself that are just standing here and watching. But I did it, and I'm proud I did it, and these kids are doing it, and I'm proud for them. I don't even know who they are, but they're finishing that race, and they're learning a real big life lesson there between those who watch and those who do. So forget about your butterflies and your nervousness. I teach this in my trial training course all the time. Everyone has it. Don't let anybody lie to you. When you're on that line in the beginning of a case in your opening statement or whatever it is that you're doing in your life, and you just don't know how it's going to turn out, you're supposed to have that nervousness. It's not bad. That's being in the zone. That's being yourself. That's knowing that you're about to do something big and anticipating it. It's actually excitement. It's not anxiousness. It all depends on how you're going to define it. I just use these words of wisdom. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. I'm riding my bike. I came out here. I saw this. It brought me back to those two concepts. When you're starting your life, it can look daunting what's ahead of you, but at the end you will cross. The only difference between those who do and those who don't, those who are on their deathbed saying, I lived a fulfilled life, and those who didn't, are the ones that are running and the ones who are watching. Okay, thanks for always, of course, everything and the support for Sirens and Summations. And we really love doing our coaching programs at BLG and teaching people about personal development, as well as trial training courses and trial training skills, rather, I should say, but life skills in general, about how to live a fulfilled life. And blessings to these kids, because they are on their way to fulfilling that dream.